It's not funny. It's not funny that your kids sleep on an air mattress that deflates in the middle of the night and it's held together with duct tape. It's not funny that your kids would rather stay at their grandparents' house than with you. It's not funny that you go online and you make a fool of yourself for a couple of $1,000s every day. Not only does Camilla from the Bop House clock Ashley in her podcast, but she's clocking her once again, and she brought receipts. Hey everybody, if you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on internet drama and Ashley Trevino. And if you're a returning subscriber, make sure you click that notification bell so you never miss a video. So in today's video, we are going over the backlash that has happened since Ashley Trevino did the interview with Camilla at the Bop House, and Camilla's coming with the receipts.
And then you're gonna come on live and start bawling your eyes out, talking about some, oh, I was looking at houses while I was in Miami. Like, it's laughable. Like, you live in delusion. Like, this is crazy work. You live, like, she made up a universe inside of her dense ass head, and just, I said I was gonna buy her kids, like, I was gonna give her kids, like, a makeover, right? Like, and I will do that. I have texted her, like, I've texted her and said, hey, please let me know what the girls want. I've reached out to Haley and asked her to send me what the girls want. I have literally asked her, I will, where can I post the screenshots? Like, how can I prove it? Like, I will post them on my Snapchat. Why would I lie? Like, what is the issue? Like, why would I lie? And it's very predictable for her to go on live and start talking crazy. Like, 2 days ago, she wasn't saying, Camilla's the sweetest person ever. Like, she's going to buy my kids a whole new bedroom set. Like, she's so sweet. She even let us extend our stay. I wasn't even going to say anything about the fact that you never asked me to extend your stay. Not to mention, you never asked me. You just told me to pay you. You just literally sent me a text and said, oh, they used my card. It was $1,039. I remember it was $1,039. You can just tell me. I was like, bro, I'm not gonna argue with you, bro. I'm not gonna argue over $1,000. Whatever. Like, I just was thinking, like, I have other things to worry about. Like, let me just pay her and just get this shit out of my face. Like, I don't care. Yeah, I'm not gonna let her lie on my name. Like, that's absolutely crazy. Yeah, you regret doing the podcast because look how it turned out for you. But I bet you if everybody started loving you, I gave you an opportunity. And I didn't even think I was not that disrespectful. It could have been a lot worse. And I'm not a horrible human being. I'm not going to sit there and attack you because that's not fair. I want to get to the bottom of things. So I asked you very direct questions, and I think I did a very good job at it.
But there's something that Camilla says right here that I think we really need to take a second and appreciate. Camilla says that she gave her the opportunity to essentially turn all of Ashley's haters into supporters. And she's absolutely right. She gave Ashley the opportunity to turn this into something positive. But between Ashley's Temu lawyers and her Temu manager, she went on this podcast and made a complete fool of herself with the cringeworthy laughing and not realizing the undertone of this podcast, which was Camilla calling her out for being such a bad parent.
And that's why I called my mom earlier whenever I heard that my daughter said that she's going to expose everything when she's 18, right? What is there to expose? I've been taking care of you since you were born. What are you going to expose? There's nothing to expose, baby girl. This TikTok stuff is getting to her head, and I guarantee you Heffa got into her head too. I just always said I would never stop my kids from talking to Heffa. If me and her fell off, I would never. But for her to sit there and make that remark, and then she blocked me on TikTok because I was telling her to get off live last night. So she thought it was cool to block me. What is she going to expose? All the CPS cases have been closed.
And of course, when there's all this backlash, Ashley's going to blame somebody. And of course, it's not going to be herself. It's either going to be Camilla or Haley.
And lie, saying that she never even bought, I never even bought your kids stuff because you never texted me back. But you had no problem texting me back about extending your stay at the Ritz-Carlton. Huh?
The fact that Ashley would even message her asking her to extend her stay makes my skin crawl. Like, if you want to stay longer for whatever reason, I don't think it was like anything to do with your family, because all you did was really sit on your balcony and cry. Like, you're an idiot.
Wednesday, okay, sent me a screenshot of her trying to change the flight info. This is the last thing that was said was, hope they had fun. The next thing she sent me is a screenshot of her trying to change the flight. Didn't ask me anything, like did not say anything. She said, would I be able to change the flight to this one so we can stay until Sunday? I said, yeah, let me check, I think so. And I, clock it right here. I said, let me know what they want for their rooms. She didn't answer that. She did not say anything. She said, okay, so I extended until Friday. It was $1,039, but do I do the flight for you? Excuse, what? Look.
Okay, so the sending the flight thing, I can kind of understand, you know, because maybe Camilla booked it through her agency or her management or whatever. So that, yeah, okay, maybe that makes sense. But Ashley being so bold and so comfortable with telling Camilla that she extended her hotel stay, because that's what she's telling her. She's telling her, hey, I extended my hotel stay. It was $1,039 or whatever. The audacity of her to do that, because think about it for a second. So if I'm doing a podcast and I have guests that come, I'm going to pay for their flight. I'm going to pay for their accommodations. And if that person says that they want to extend their flight, then sure, I'm going to take care of them, because to Camilla's point, usually you can extend it within a certain time frame and it's free or it's very cheap. But then if that person goes on to message me and tell me that they went ahead and extended their hotel and gave me a price point, that means that that person is asking me to pay for that hotel stay without asking me to pay for that hotel stay. The audacity, the entitlement, the self-serving attitude that is Ashley Trevino, it's just crazy. Like, there's no way I could do that. I just couldn't do it. Most people would pay for their own hotel stay, because them staying an extra few days has nothing to do with the podcast, and that wasn't the original agreement. She was already putting them in the Ritz-Carlton, which is like $1,000 a night. To me, Ashley is going to take whatever she can get. And one of my very first videos on Ashley Trevino, I said that she may be an opportunist. And if she is, she's even more dangerous than I thought she could be. And this is just starting to prove to me that not only is she an opportunist, but she might be starting to become one of the most dangerous people on the internet. Here's the other thing about the podcast. Ashley was there with her kids. Now, I still don't know if I agree with her taking her kids there or not. I'm kind of back and forth. But the fact is that the kids went there. It was obvious that the older one wanted to go to the podcast. So, you know, that's not the most important thing I'm going to debate with myself right now. There's so many other things that I can fight with myself when it comes to Ashley Trevino. If the girls went on the podcast or not, it's just kind of low on my totem pole right now.
Babe, you want to flex your rich, pay for your night at the Ritz-Carlton. I thought I was in my opinion, I thought I was very respectful. I was kind. Questions that everyone wanted to know in a respectful manner and in a way where I gave her an opportunity and an opening, and even in an environment that was comfortable enough for her to be able to speak her truth. And I didn't twist anything. It is what it is. Period. I thought you left and we were chilling.
Ashley could have answered those questions any way she wanted to. She could have been poised, graceful. She could have answered with sincerity. But instead, she laughed and cackled her way through the interview like an idiot. Allegedly.
to make you look bad or to play a narrative. I asked you very specific questions and you answered them. Whether you were dense enough to understand, like, we were chilling, we were vibing. I gave you an opportunity to be able to speak and tell your story with your children there. So there's no if, and, or buts. Like, there's no, like, me twisting anything, because there are 3 people in the room that know your story. You and your specifically did that for a reason. And I know there was a lot of controversy behind the girls being at the Bop House, but obviously my podcast setup is there. That's where we're staying right now. So that's just what it was. I obviously understand why, and I could see how you guys could obviously be upset about that, but that was never my intention. Anyway, what's something else? She said that she regrets doing it. What did you think I was going to ask you about?
Okay, that's a valid question, Ashley. What did you think Camilla was going to ask you about? Did you think she was going to ask you about your Louis Vuitton collection, your nail art, your ugly ass romper that you were wearing, your goofy ass extensions? What did you think you guys were going to talk about? Why did you really think she was asking you to come on her podcast? I mean, come on, Ashley. Did you really think that she was going to ask you to be one of her newest members? Actually, she probably did.
You think I'm going to sit there and be like, let's just be besties? Like, no, girl. Like, I'm going to address everything that's been said, and I said it on my live. Like, this is me talking to myself. There's no rebuttal. There's no one there to talk back to me, right? So it was simply me sitting there going back and forth with you, and I let you speak, right? She said, she was like, oh, like, if I knew the podcast was going to be yada, 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 I would have asked her for payment. I paid for first class tickets. I paid for her to stay at the Ritz-Carlton. And not to mention, I will pull up the text. I can use their phone to look at it. She messaged me and was like, hey, do you mind if I extend my flight to stay longer? No, I don't mind, because I could extend the flight for free, right? That's all she asked me. I did it anyway. She extended the flight to wherever. I don't know when the hell she stayed till. And then automatically calls the front desk to the Ritz-Carlton and just books an extra 2 nights. I don't even know how many nights she stayed. And then texts me to pay for it. Babe, you literally sat on my podcast talking about you have some budget. You have a Louis bed. Your kids don't have beds, and you were asking me to pay for an extra night. What happened to budget? What happened to you having security? What happened to all that? Babe, you want to flex, you're rich, pay for your night at the Ritz-Carlton. I thought I was in my opinion, I thought I was very respectful. I was kind. Answer questions that everyone wanted to know in a respectful manner and in a way where I gave her an opportunity and an opening, and even in an environment that was comfortable enough for her to be able to speak her truth. And I didn't twist anything. It is what it is. Period. I thought you left and we were chilling.
What happened to your managers, Ashley? Shouldn't they have negotiated pay? I mean, maybe you should stop getting your lawyers and your managers and whoever else is on your imaginary team from Temu. Then you might actually get something out of these collabs that you're doing. And what happened to having everybody you collab with sign one of your Temu NDAs? Did you forget to take them on your first class flight when you went to go do the podcast with Camilla? Maybe if you wouldn't have forgotten to have her sign your Temu NDA, she wouldn't come out and say all these things about you.
It's crazy because she literally made like $60,000 on that interview, and I didn't get paid crap. That's why I'm so upset about it too. You got paid $60,000. Somebody actually told me that, and I didn't get paid nothing.
Another thing she said was that I got paid $60,000 off of the podcast.
I got paid $60,000. Somebody actually told me that.
Okay, first of all, who told you that? Because that's crazy. I made way more. But that's none of your business. Yes, I did get paid. That's why you were on there. I paid for everything that you needed, like a hotel, you know, your flight, even sent you first class and the Ritz-Carlton, and you didn't ask for more payment. That is not my fault. That has nothing to do with me. What happened to your manager? Before you came on the podcast, you said that you were gonna have me sign something. You're just a mess. You are a literal mess.
In this next part of the live, Camilla is talking about where Ashley is specifically saying, you can Zelle me for the payment for her extending her stay at the Ritz-Carlton, and just the overall audacity that Ashley has. And I still can't get over the fact that Ashley even sent this message. Like, that should have stayed in the drafts. That was not a good idea. You should have asked your Temu managers. Maybe they would have told you not to do that. Girl.
You can Zelle if you want. Thank you.
There's a clip of the girls not even wanting to stay.
Exactly. That's crazy. Bro, her kids are like, I want to go home. Of course you want to go home when your mom sat on the balcony and started bawling her eyes out about being a single mom and portraying this story about how she has no money and how she needs her top gifter. And they went to have buy her life. Like, what are you talking about? Anyways, here's that screenshot of me sending her the money.
And originally she wanted to stay till Sunday.
I told you guys Camilla was going to have receipts. There's literally the screenshot in the text thread of Camilla sending her $1,039 for Ashley to stay at the hotel longer. That's crazy to me. But in this next clip, Ashley saying how Camilla didn't do nothing for her kids and she still hasn't bought them beds.
No, Camilla didn't get them nothing. But I already found a house, so yeah. That's happening really soon. Found a 4-bedroom. I'm excited. She literally promised, right? But yeah, no, my kids haven't gotten nothing yet, so. No, Camilla didn't get them nothing. But I already found a house, so yeah. That's happening really soon. Found a 4-bedroom. I'm excited. She literally promised, right? But yeah, no, my kids haven't gotten nothing yet, so.
Girl, you're their mother. What? Oh, okay, I don't care who promises to buy them beds, because at this point, 2K has promised to buy them beds. Camilla's not going to send you money, but she said she would buy the beds, and you're the one who hasn't responded to her. She wants to know what kind of furniture they want. She's not just going to buy it. She's actually showing care and consideration for your daughters by asking what they want, what kind of furniture, what kind of bed, all the nice things that normal people do. But it's not normal that a Bop House girl is more concerned about your kids having beds than you are. But nice try, Ashley. You almost got us. In this next clip, Camilla's just basically on live going back and forth with one of the other girls. And they're basically outing Ashley, saying that she wanted to stay even longer. And basically, what would Camilla do if that was the case? And I think Camilla's response is perfect.
I was gonna make you pay for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I would have been like, yo, sucks, you can pay your credit card bill with that $12,000 you made on live, eh? Yeah, and I almost even felt bad because her kids were just, I could just tell they were so embarrassed. Like, her kids are incredible though. Like, Haley, shout out to you. And it's Evie, right? I'm saying that right? Eviana, yeah. Shout out to you, girl. Y'all are literally so cute. I think y'all are incredible. Like, absolutely incredible. Congrats on 1.1 mil, baby girl. Congrats, woo! Haley. Congrats.
Stay positive.
Anyways, y'all, I could not let her sit here and talk crazy because it's just not true. I'm still, hello, clip this. Ashley, I'm still waiting for your kids to send me what they want. If you want to send me a text about that instead of talking about me on live, because I was nothing but respectful. I was nothing but kind. And I didn't even start anything with you but honestly, you're so predictable that I could have guessed this would happen. And yeah, I didn't portray you to be bad. I still don't think you're a horrible human being. I just think you got to learn when to just, you know what I'm saying? Also, guys, is it not obvious? But like, bro, Max, the guy that she's talking to, like, it's just a repeat. Like, bro, like, he's just using it for clout. Also, did y'all peep that? When she called Max, right? On the podcast, she was like, I was like, yo, Max, like, she's talking about marrying you. Why don't you take her kids on a shopping spree? Max verbatim goes, Camilla, no, I thought you could do that. Am I pregnant and I don't know about it? Did I have kids and I don't know about it? Because what are you saying? Y'all are so bold to ask people for like, this is so baffling to me. It's so crazy to me. And then he goes, oh, I thought you could do it before I get there. And I said, are you using Ash for her money? He goes, no, I sent her money. So baby boy sent her money for her children then. You're about to play daddy in a couple months when y'all get married in Miami. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing how you're 36 years old and you don't see how a 23-year-old little boy is using you for clout. Clout. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
You know what else is embarrassing? Max already broke up with Ashley because she wasn't respecting his boundaries. He didn't want the relationship to be public. She wanted it to be public. Then he said that he didn't want something. I don't know. Whatever. He didn't want it to be public, and then she made it public. And then, he didn't want his name to be mentioned on the podcast. And not only does Ashley initially say, oh, I can't say his name. And then she goes, you know, the stupid Nunu song, but says Max's name instead. So there you go. So that was like literally 15 seconds in between her saying she couldn't say who her boyfriend was, and then she says his name, and then to make it even worse, she FaceTimes him so Camilla could talk to him. I mean, come on. She's not respecting anybody. She doesn't even respect herself, I don't think. Oh, and then also Max came out and said that the reason why he had to cut ties with Ashley completely is because she started to immediately try to separate from his family members, and he just wasn't going to have that.
What was the breaking point? The breaking point was basically when I felt like she didn't respect me and she was moving so fast, and my boundaries I set, she wouldn't listen to any of them. It was all basically what she wanted or not. You know, it's either go out in public or we're not doing it. Do this or we're not doing it. You can't talk to your cousin. I'm like, okay. Like, those kind of things are just a little bit too much for me. Like, I'm very close to my family, and she was being rude to my family right away. So my family was rude back. I know that wasn't okay. But, you know, she can't just be rude and not expect someone to be rude back. So, oh, let's add on to that. And also to mention that she was disrespectful to me on live. Like, she would just instantly flirt with people and act like she could drop me and like nothing. Like, oh, okay, you're gone. You did something I don't like. Okay, you're gone. Oh, you said something I don't like. Okay, you're gone. And then always threatening with the block button. I'm like, okay, that's not an adult thing to do. Like, let's have a conversation about it, not just block. So,
okay. Ashley, stop looking at yourself through your phone. You don't look the way you look in those filters. Your face has a completely different shape. You look completely different without those filters. It's not just the little smoothing filters to smooth out some lines and help out the under eye, dark circles, bags, or whatever the fuck you got going on. Your filters are like fucking magic. They are giving you a whole new face. Baby girl, you don't look like that. And even if you did, you don't have the right to try to separate somebody from their family. You are going to become a Lifetime movie, allegedly. You remind me of, like, if you know how they have like the Lifetime movies and it says based on true accounts or based on a true story. You are the making of a based on a true story Lifetime movie, allegedly. In this next clip, Camilla's showing receipts of basically where she's accommodating Ashley as much as possible by paying for the hotel as well as changing the flight and all the things, and the fact that Ashley never will respond to her when it comes to getting the beds for the kids.
She said, thank you so much for having us over. The girls really enjoyed it. I said, oh my God, thank you guys. I had fun. I hope they did too. She texted me on Wednesday sent me a screenshot of her trying to change the flight info. The last thing that was said was, hope they had fun. The next thing she sent me is a screenshot of her trying to change the flight. I said, let me know what they want for their rooms. She didn't answer that. She did not say anything. She said, okay, so I extended until Friday. It was $1,039, but do I do the flight for you? She said, thank you so much for letting us extend one more night. The girls are excited. You could change the flight. Ain't nobody ever said you could stay. I was like, bro, I can just Zelle you. And then she said, yeah. And then I didn't respond for like 2 minutes. And she goes, yeah, you can Zelle if you want. Thank you. Okay, don't forget to have you and your sister pick out 1 nightstand, 2 dressers, cords and box springs, 4 mattresses if you need them. Thank you so much for coming out on the podcast. Y'all are so sweet. So she was like, oh, they charged my card. Can you send me the money for it? Of course, yeah. So it came out to like $2,700 and something for like 2 days. And I was like, that's fine. Guys, I even sent her more. I sent her like interest on it because it was my bad, right? So I was like, okay, like I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. My bad.
She sent her $3,000. So it was an extra $2,700 for what? I don't know, the room, the flight, whatever it is. Oh my God. And she sent her $300 extra. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
She said, thank you so much for having us over. The girls really enjoyed it. I said, oh my God, thank you guys. I had fun. I hope they did too.
This whole thing is absolutely crazy. You know what? I just have so many thoughts and questions going through my mind when it comes to the mindset that is Ashley Trevino and how we got here and why we can't seem to escape this train wreck that is her life. You know, the fact that she can just ask for money so easily, maybe that's why she was so successful as a TikTok battle person. Ashley, she really messed up. She really could have made this podcast into something that could have changed a lot of opinions about her. She could have gone on there and said, yes, I did these things. They were controversial. I got caught up in the moment. I got caught up in the infamy of it all. I got played by these teenagers or these young adults because I never had a childhood. She could have went with that narrative. She could have told us what happened to her when she was little or younger that got her to this point in life where she has this mental capacity of someone in their teenage years. And I still don't know if I believe that she has the mental capacity of someone that's a teenager, or if she's just playing mind games or trying to play mind games with her audience so that she has an excuse to keep acting the way she does. I really don't know, but it's nobody's fault but Ashley's that people dislike her even more after this podcast. She had free will to say what she wanted to. She had the ability to skip questions if she wanted to, but she sat there and she answered the questions. She answered them like a moron, in my opinion. She sat there and she laughed her way through some of the questions, even laughing at the fact that her kids don't have beds. It's not funny. It's not funny that your kids sleep on an air mattress that deflates in the middle of the night and it's held together with duct tape. It's not funny that your kids would rather stay at their grandparents' house than with you. It's not funny that you go online and you make a fool of yourself for a couple of $1,000s every day. I don't care if it's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $18,000. I would not sit on live and do the stuff that you do. You have no respect for yourself. You have no respect for your children. And all you care about is lining your fake ass Louis Vuitton bags. You know what? There are so many thoughts that are running through my head. I think I just need to sit back, breathe, and we're going to watch this clip of somebody explaining how I think we're all feeling right now.
You go on a podcast with your kids, and the host looks at your kids and asks them if they have a bed at your house, and their answer is no, and the host looks at you dumbfounded like everybody else is dumbfounded because you sit on live eating Louis Vuitton chocolates, talking about some, this isn't that good. You have money for Louis Vuitton chocolates, but not money for mattresses for your children. So the host asks you, why do they not have beds at your house, looking at you crazy? And your response is, oh, well, it's because I don't leave my house. If I don't have security, like, I can't go out. And then I asked my mom to get it, and she just ended up not getting it. So you can't use the phone that you sit on live to order them damn beds? You walk around with a Louis duffel bag the size of your body, this fucking big. And you can't go online and click Amazon, Prime, mattress, bed set. Don't piss me off. That is the dumbest excuse I've ever heard in my entire life. There is no excuse dumber than that. And then the host goes, before you guys leave, I'm gonna buy you mattresses and a bed set. They're not even their mom. And they're doing... She's doing your job. She's doing your job. But you sit on live eating Louis Vuitton chocolates, walking around with a duffel bag bigger than your whole fucking body. Oh my gosh. Ew.
Ew. That's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And if you want to stay up to date on internet drama and Ashley Trevino, make sure you like and subscribe so you never miss a video. Until next time,